Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
The San Diego Council on Literacy brings you Literacy for All with your host, Jose Cruz.
Welcome to the show. I'm Jose Cruz, and you're listening to Literacy for All on WS Radio. And with us today is James Halliday. James is the Executive Director of A Reason to Survive. That's forms an acronym, ART. Welcome to the show, James.
Hey, thanks, Jose. It's good to be here.
Glad to have you back. And congratulations. I know you're just back from your honeymoon.
That's right.
So exciting.
The cat's out of the bag early on this. Yeah, we just got back last week. So
all right, very good. Busy time, exciting, etc. And then just the work that you're having to do, it doesn't go away. You probably have fun when you come back. It's there waiting for you.
Oh, it's for sure waiting for you. As anyone who knows, I think about taking vacations. Right, if you can get away with your family. A week is one thing, 2 weeks is another.
Yeah.
A lot happens in those 2 weeks, so it's been a lot of catch-up. But I've got a great team working for me at A Reason to Survive Arts.
Very good. And you're kind of wearing two hats because you have the agency itself, A Reason to Survive, and what it does with arts in the community. And I want you to talk a bit about that. But also, you're engaged, and we were just talking about this in the previous segment, you're engaged in activity where you're bringing together a variety of diverse agencies to help deal with some of the challenges that we see. For example, in a city like National City, which is the least literate city in San Diego County. Tell us about arts, and also tell us about what you're doing to create a community of service programs and other people in the community to help make things better.
Sure. Thanks for that question. Yeah, let me just back up and just provide some basic information about arts. And if folks are listening in, feel free to visit the webpage. We're at areasontosurvive.org, and you can learn about our programming there and see some of our team. But to your question, Jose, I'd start by saying that arts is an organization that's been in transition for the last year, and we're currently based in National City. And for any listeners who know the city, we're in the building that was formerly the National City Public Library, right on Kimball Park. So big shout out to all the National City residents and families. We've been in National City for 6 years, though the organization is in its 18th year. Mm-hmm. So we've been doing this for a while. And I think when I talk about the organization, I talk about what I call the heart and the soul and bread and butter. And the heart and soul is really it's meeting students and young people where they are in terms of meeting their needs and providing them either in-house access to services or to services in the community related to everything from mental and behavioral health to leadership to career readiness. And then the bread and butter of what we do is arts programming. Mm-hmm. And so that's after-school arts programs that we've done basically for as long as the organization's been around. And those in visual arts and media arts. We've got a great music department and a maker space, so like doing 3D printing and woodworking and electronics. But then I think what's interesting, the connection between arts and community is, and we're calling this new department Community Arts. And what we see is the great potential for young people living in National City, going to school in National City, living in the South Bay, right, to apply art and design and really creativity in making a better place, and shaping a better neighborhoods and communities where they live and go to school. And that's really, I think, the special sauce of arts.
Very good. And is it safe to say, we talk a bit about arts being pulled back in curriculum because of funding issues, which have been there for a long time. One reason we need what you're doing is because everyone has art in them. We're not really presenting people with the opportunity to engage in it, and with that, we're losing opportunities to engage with them in other ways.
100% agree with that. That when you look, structurally, in school districts, the funding is going down in terms of dedicated to the arts. But I think where you're seeing new investment, and where I put the emphasis is on creativity, and creativity and a broad set of skills that folks call the 21st century skills or soft skills, which is not a term I like, essential skills. But creativity on, if you're talking to big employers like the Googles or the World Economic Forums or large organizations are saying creativity and everything that falls underneath that are really the most important skills, and they're cross-sectoral. They're cross-cutting, and so if we are able to, through our programs and through partnerships with schools and other community organizations, able to elevate and enhance the creativity that we've all got, and you see this, whether it's in entrepreneurship or you see this in the arts, you see this in decision making and how folks are choosing to raise families and all aspects of life. And so I'd want to underline creativity in its broadest sense and meaning, and say that that's what we're really encouraging and empowering our young people to do.
Very good. And just as relates to literacy, what we sometimes don't recognize is that arts or creativity is the gateway. It's the way in. It's the way to get young people, for example, engaged in the kinds of things we'd like to see them do that are skill-based, that it's, reading and writing. But it's like they don't have a connection to it. Their heart's not in it. And it's like, well, we have this thing here that you're going to like. And maybe that translates into the skills that we're talking about.
Yeah, that's right. And I would say that, it's so important, obviously, to keep focus on literacy, and I think and those skills and competencies at particular ages and grade levels. But also, like I said, what we do, and in general, is meeting young people where they are, and in this sense, it means expanding, I think, not just the definition of literacy, but the types of literacy. So we're talking about media literacy, digital literacy, civic literacy, artistic literacies, and to see how they're complementary. To book literacy. And for us, I think that the community arts is really a combination of artistic literacies with civic literacy. So how to be a good citizen, how to be a good community member while, honing your creative skills. So I think it goes right alongside some of the objectives that, that you're working on at the Council on Literacy. Yeah,
excellent. And I think we've in the early days of literacy, we used to talk a whole lot about, with literacy, we can solve all problems, and we can't. I think we've grown up a bit. So one of the things you referenced was mental health and such. The concept that you have, and maybe if you could talk about your vision for what's taking place as a community, what you're doing with that site at 200 East 12th. And I know the address because that's where I got my start, as actually at the National City Public Library doing literacy work. But what you're doing in that area to convene and convene people and create a place where folks want to go, where they're going to have a lot of their maybe emotional and practical needs met. What's the plan? Yeah.
So, and I appreciate that connection you made between your own upbringing and early career, right? It's connected to the space we're in. So that's nice to be reminded of. It's a large space, as you know, and with our partnership and relationship with the City of National City, and we're a single tenant right now in that building. But what my vision is, and I think that this carries over from folks in the city for quite a while, is how do we transform this into a community center for the arts, or an institute for community arts that is a home to multiple organizations, artists, established young artists, emerging artists, that really captures the diversity, openness, and broad perspectives that you see in National City. And so in becoming a home for all of those practitioners and organizations, you really create a powerful center, a kind of gravitational force or magnetism to National City, so that you give hope and you give opportunities to young people coming up. You referenced the low literacy rates in National City, and I, as a, I guess, sort of unfortunate additional statistic would be that the National City has the highest rate of disconnected youth and young adults in the county. And so those are young people between the ages of 16 and 24 who aren't currently in school or working. Right. And so if we can create opportunities through the work we do and in partnership to create, on-ramps back into school so kids can graduate high school, get a college degree or attend community college, and especially, get a foot in the door in what we're calling what's called the creative economy. Right. So all those areas in which creativity and the arts really are at the center. That'd be an amazing sort of future for National City and South Bay, and we hope we can be a part of that.
Well, I'm just so glad to hear that it's taking shape and that you're there providing leadership for that, James. And this is a community that wants it. This is a community that not that long ago voted itself a tax hike to get a library built and to staff that library. So it's not like they're looking and they're like kind of it's a fatalistic thing. Hey, this is the way it's going to be. The folks in this community, they want to see their young people investing in skills and careers and such and succeeding. And so it's good to have that it's we're not going to pay more money, but this community will do it. And I think the time is right for what you have in mind, given this project. Do you have a name for it? We have just a couple of seconds. Do you have a name for what you're doing there? Or is this part of a reason to survive, and that's kind of the branding?
Yeah, so working title is a regional hub for creative youth development.
Okay.
And so that's as I'm looking for partners and organizations to build this space, to build this movement really. There are there's a lot of literature and nationally and locally about what creative youth development is, and it goes beyond just the arts and culture. It extends to the humanities and to the sciences. So it's a big tent.
Very good. Well, we need to have you back, James, because that's a topic in itself. Anyway, so glad to have you. Hope you'll join us again. I'm Jose Cruz. This is Literacy for All. You're listening to WS Radio, the worldwide leader in Internet talk.
Nowadays, internet devices are an integral part of your home. Everyone in your family has a smartphone, tablet, or a computer. Life is easier knowing that all your devices are secured and your family can surf the internet carefree. ESET Multi-Device Security Pack does just that. One license for all your devices. With ESET, it's simple to stay protected and save money. Enjoy safer technology with ESET Multi-Device Security Pack at ESET.com. That's ESET.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McAuliffe brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcAuliffe.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. McAuliffe. ChristopherMcAuliffe.com. Nowadays, internet devices are an integral part of your home. Everyone in your family has a smartphone, tablet, or a computer. Life is easier knowing that all your devices are secured and your family can surf the internet carefree. ESET Multi-Device Security Pack does just that. One license for all your devices. With ESET, it's simple to stay protected and save money. Enjoy safer technology with ESET Multi-Device Security Pack at ESET.com. That's ESET.com. Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McAuliffe brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcAuliffe.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. MCAULIFFE. ChristopherMcAuliffe.com.